All right, welcome. So we are on lesson 3 of the weekly viral marketing class, season 2. Rob's not able to make it today. We had to change this to a Wednesday, and then Brandy should be hopping on here any minute in Austin. But Dave, I got you, my friend. That's why I usually say it's about 2 to 3 clients if you guys can make the weekly trainings every single week. All right. So let's recap everything you learned so far, David. You want listings, right? So in
Yes.
lesson 1, we decided to pick where you want the listings. We have to pick a target market, right? And you decided on an area of town, some zip codes of where you want to, how you want to build your database. And you went and got that list. I think it's around about 2,100 homes that meet the criteria of your target market. All right. Um, so now that you have that list, you now have to figure out what message are you going to put in front of them that would get them to respond if they're thinking of selling, what direct response offer. And I give you a couple. But you decided to sell a workshop. I'm going to teach you everything you need to know to sell your house for the most amount of money and avoiding mistakes. Fair enough. And all you had to do is really your assignment from lesson 1 was to put together the Eventbrite page. I'd love to see it. I'm going to put the link in the chat that convinces someone to register for a free ticket. That, hey, do you have this problem? I have the solution. Get a ticket, right? So if that message got in front of somebody who's actually thinking of selling their home and probably older, probably a downsizer, they lived in their home for a while, it's a little overwhelming to them of how to sell it correctly, optimally, right? And you put a message in front of them like learn all these ways to avoid all this pain and all these struggles and make more money. And it's a free ticket. They'd be like, yeah, makes sense to me. I would love to get some knowledge if it's put in front of a motivated person, right? That has the need. The challenge is, are you going to reach enough people to find someone that has the need? That's always the issue, right? And then you had to decide, okay, you're going to use direct mail to get the message out. You're going to send them a letter to invite them to register. But you'd also door knock them. You could put a flyer on the door. You can cold call them. You could even so much as cold email them. But that's the media of how you're going to reach out. That was lesson 1. I'd like to maybe talk about that today with you to make sure that we can dial that in. Lesson 2 was making sure we're all set up so when people do respond, we can bring them into your database and get them to spend time with you and know you through your videos, which is really the lesson today of shooting good videos to nurture your list. But also making sure you're retargeting and all those other things like those nuances from lesson 2 were set up. All right. And not only in lesson 2 do you want to make sure that when we get response from your cold list, from your haven't mets, we also round up everybody in your CRM, everybody in your cell phone, right? Everybody that you currently have in your database. And let's make sure that they get your 36 touch marketing plan with us as well. Okay. So we'll follow up on lesson 1. I can answer any questions you have for you on lesson 2. Today, I want to cover how to shoot videos that people really want to watch. They might be thinking of buying or selling their house. How do we improve your videos, David? Right? Make them more watchable, get people to spend time with you and send out stuff that's more relevant. And in many respects, take the mental burden off of having to come up with a topic and what to say. Lower that. So it's just not so creatively and emotionally exhausting coming up with your content ideas. Sound good? So, what questions do you have for me from lesson 1? Let's recap everything discussed so far.
So for lesson 1, I don't think I have any questions. I have my Eventbrite page set up. I've got my target market in an Excel spreadsheet. I got more information than what you requested. I did not delete trusts or that.
It's
It's
okay.
not individuals, but it's 2,100 long. And so that's ready to go. I've got, again, the Eventbrite sign up page. I don't have I do not have a sales letter created. I can,
Let's do it right now.
okay.
This will be recorded. So what are we in? We're 6 minutes in. You're going to go to 6 minutes in the recording. Here's the headline. Are you thinking about selling merge field property address? That's a big headline at the top. Are you thinking about selling 123 North 33rd Street? And I want you to merge the property address. Dear first name, I'm writing you to see if you have any interest in selling property address. My name's David Brunell. I've been selling real estate in Las Vegas for X number of years. I'd like to invite you to get a free ticket to my upcoming home selling workshop at this date and this time. It's held online, so you can attend from your mobile phone or your device. And I'm going to help you sell your home, and I'm going to teach you everything you need to know to sell your home for the most amount of money. I'm also going to share some of the most common mistakes homeowners make that cost them money on their sale. Interest rates are approaching 8% for buyers. Inventory is low. Transactions are down. Follow me? And if you're thinking about selling and you're debating about where you're going to move, think of all the objections, right? Where you're going to move, how you're going to make a seamless sale, what you do with all of your stuff. Should you accept the offer? What's a good price for your home? Come join me. And I'll explain everything that you need to know to make sure that you walk away with a seamless transaction and for the most amount of money with the least amount of hassle as my gift. There's no obligation to hire me or pay me. The workshop is entirely free, and you can go here to get your free ticket. Here's a link, or you can call me and I'll give you a free ticket as well. See you there.
Perfect.
How's that?
Okay.
Write that in 14-point font in Times New Roman. Larger the better. Black and white. And I'd like you to include a picture of yourself at the bottom right of the letter. Sound good? Write that up. And then maybe on the next meeting, I'll take a look at it, maybe play with some of the cosmetics for you. Sound good?
Yeah.
How's that?
That's awesome.
There you go, man.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And so target markets pick, sales letter now is about to be done. And then in the second call, let me go back to my notes. I got a little bit confused. I think I've sorted it out, but it was a little bit confusing on the interrelationship between, we had conversations about picking a CRM and when people then responded to so now my letter is going to have, the call to action is to go to this Eventbrite page to sign up to get their ticket.
Okay. So I'm sorry, I'm ahead of you already. I hate doing that.
Okay, I'm just going to catch you. So people go to my Eventbrite page and they fill out information and then they get a ticket. And so boom, so they're signed up for the event. But then the other thing that I was doing was taking those email addresses, because I'm going to request their email then. And so then I'm going to load those people into my CRM because they've signed up for the event.
Oh, yeah.
And then I am going to take that CRM by that tag and load it into my Facebook ad account to create a custom audience.
Close. Hang on. So
Okay.
whenever someone gives you permission to stay in touch, when they move that line from a haven't met to a met, when they opt into a form, they call you, they reach out to you, they initiate contact, you put them into your CRM. What CRM do you use?
Follow-Up Boss.
Perfect. Just put them right in there. Sound good?
Yep.
The criteria for putting them into Follow-Up Boss is they opted in, they reached out to you, they've given up their contact information to you in some way. Sound good? The inbounds. I only want inbounds in the CRM. Got it? And there's different like tiers, right? But inbounds. Then once they go into Follow-Up Boss, based upon last week's lesson, I want you to talk to your contact at Viral and set it up so they push directly into your email marketing account with us. That's a Zap, your Zapier, or RailSync. And they also push directly into your Facebook ad account to your database custom audience. So all you have to do is put people who respond into your CRM, and they will automatically get pushed over to your email marketing program and automatically get pushed over to your Facebook audience retargeting. Sound good?
Yes.
That's the big lesson from last week. I need to make sure that when you are doing your prospecting and you're doing your marketing, you're talking to people. People are reaching out to you. You're having conversations and you're getting permission. right? They
Mhm.
go in your follow-up boss. Let's make sure they're getting stuff. Let's make sure they're getting on the 36 touch nurture campaign.
Well, sure. So that would be just a separate campaign running my SOI or my touch
Same
nurture
exact thing.
campaign.
Yeah. So every single person, like, I just want everybody in your world getting the viral marketing plan. Everyone, past clients, sphere, leads, acquaintances, they're all getting the 2 videos a month and the monthly direct offer email.
Well, sure, sure. So that's a way. So I appreciate that. That what we've done now is we have moved this lead, this sign up into different accounts. My email communication account and my Facebook ads account.
Mhm.
And one takeaway is now they've also been signed up to, and they're going to be a part of the monthly videos I make with
Yeah.
Viral. Those will be sent out to those people. But aside, that's great. That stays in touch with them, and I nurture that
Yeah.
relationship. But holy moly, in the short term, they've signed up for a seller workshop. And so
And
let's
that's
not lose
and that's
sight
all that
of
that's all that matters. I mean, they don't have to even attend, Dave. Like, you could not even hold the event. It's not relevant. The
okay.
point is they put their contact information into a form that they want to attend a seller workshop.
Okay. So the takeaway at one level is not, hey, we're not trying to go get listings. Yeah, if we go to that appointment at the seller workshop and there's a seller that wants to sell and they sign up for a listing, that's great. But
Mhm.
let's not lose sight of the value in the fact that we collected 15 names and emails and phone numbers of people that 14 of them didn't show up, but now they're in our
But they took time out of their day and gave you all their contact information that they're thinking about selling their house. Yeah.
Okay. So now on us, but the second part of the confusion, when the call pivoted last week, our session two, you took us into a conversation about SPF and
Uh,
DTIM
yeah.
code, and having your team help Viral would
Yeah.
help me because I'm a customer set that up.
Yeah.
And that would make sure that more of the emails that I'm sending are truly landing in the inbox and not falling into a junk or a spam
Yes.
filtered box. Is that right?
100%. So when you
Now, and that is making sure that these viral twice a month touches are actually now getting into their inbox. It has nothing to do with the seller workshop.
no, correct.
Now, okay. And so the one thing that we didn't talk about at all, and the part that I got, so I've got somebody to sign up for this workshop, and I understand that you're going to make an argument, or there's an argument that that doesn't really matter whether they show up for the workshop or not. Shop or
Not
not.
really.
Our goal's been achieved. We've
Hmm.
collected their information. But what if they really do want to come to the workshop? Is there any kind of reminder set up now that
Oh,
I've,
yes.
and is that done through Eventbrite that I'm
No,
so
no. Yeah.
through
So
follow
just
up?
that's personal phone calls. So if you
Oh,
listen to go do a Google search for Sue Adler,
I,
Adler. Yeah, just listen to that. So when
yeah.
someone registers for the seller workshop through Eventbrite, yeah, I mean, they're going to get reminders or they go on they get invited, they actually get invited to the Google, what the webinar and all those nuances. We don't have time to go through. You do want them to show up 100%.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And if it's a free ticket, the show up rate's really bad. Okay. It's a paid ticket, it increases it. But yeah, someone's going to opt in and I want you to call them. Hey, it's Dave. Thank you for getting a ticket to my workshop. I look forward to seeing you next Tuesday at 6. So you're prepared for the workshop. It's probably helpful for you to know what your home is worth. Do you know what it's worth? Let me help you find out. I think it'd be really helpful for you to know what your home is worth when you attend the workshop. Let me help you figure that out. What do you say? Send me some pictures, send me some video. Let's talk about it. That's the number one concern, right? The second thing is if are you planning to move, you're probably going to need a loan or a bridge loan or something to figure out how to financially get from where you are to where you want to go. Let's get you pre-approved for a mortgage. Let's get you over to my lender. That way, when you come to the workshop, you kind of know what you're dealing with. How's that sound?
Okay, so that's cool because now that's what we're doing some things for free. So we're providing value to them, which are some of the first steps, which
Hmm.
becomes kind of the lead magnet process to lead them down the path. So once they found value in the free stuff, once they come to the workshop, they're more likely to sign up the order for, I'm ready for you to come and talk to me about listing my home in a
Yeah.
one-on-one appointment.
Yeah. I mean, encourage them, talk to them. Who does a really good job with this is Tony Robbins, actually. This comes to mind is I paid $5,000 for a ticket to go see Date with Destiny. And they sent me this questionnaire and they followed up. They're like, Tony reads this. We sit down and Tony will read this. Like, fill it out. Like, you want to do over the phone and I fill it out for you? Like, they really wanted to know who I was before I showed up. It was really cool. And he really did read them. I mean, I think he was trying to figure out who he was going to do the interventions with. Is how he used it for. Right. But no, he read them. And I think that was really cool. Like, it's kind of like doing the survey before the event or kind of doing the pre-qualification survey before the appointment. I would definitely do that before your workshop.
Yeah, so that's great. So that then gets them even more attracted to the event because they've taken some time or
And
gone
they're
through
going
a
to show up.
process.
Yeah, of
But yeah, I got it. So then that's a reminder. You also can remind them. And then can I have somebody else call and remind them like a day
course. Of
before? And so
course.
just have that farmed out to one of my
Yeah,
team.
Dave wants to see you there. Dave's excited to see you. Please show up.
Yeah,
You know?
okay.
Yeah.
And all right, good. And so, and then all the other things like food and that's just tricks to try to lure people there. But you think this phone, well, I mean, that's kind of what we
Yeah.
meal.
Yeah. I mean, sure. I mean, I think, you have your option to do it in person. A public library works really well, or
Yeah.
you can do it online. Either one works. There's pros and cons each way. The point is the registration.
Yeah. Okay.
And then
That's
what, and
great.
then what, and then what, and then what you do once that registration comes in to learn about their needs. All right.
In today's, and so just for my not getting Harry Carey at the end of this, so I'm going to send out this letter to the 2,100 people. And what should I expect from a marketing expert? What should I expect
Yeah. 1%.
as a number of people? 1%?
Yeah. So in marketing, in direct mail, you have a response rate and you have a conversion rate. Okay. The response rate is how many people signed up. Or I'm sorry, how many people called. So for you, it'd be how many phone calls came in or how many people registered for the workshop. That's your response rate. 1%. I don't know. Let's shoot it for 20 people. I would say that's par.
Okay, that's just good to know so
Yeah.
that when there
And then the
are,
question is how many of those people actually hire you? That would be your conversion rate.
I understand, and that's a long haul, maybe a long
Correct.
haul process
Yeah.
for some.
Yeah. I mean, if you just want to play the numbers, the turnover rate right now in the United States is about, depending where it is, 4%. So if you take 4 divided by 12, you have a 0.3% chance of finding somebody who wants to sell their home this month. So let's just take the next 90 days, right? So
Yeah,
you want somebody who's going to close the next 90 days, you have a 1% chance. Wait,
right.
yeah.
For 1 in 300 people that you talk to are going to be uh,
Yeah, you have a 1% chance if you, statistically speaking, if you get a sample size large enough and all these other stats, but like, yeah, there's a 1% chance if you talk to enough homeowners, you'll find somebody who actually sells their home in 90 days. Arguably speaking, if you take a 4% annual turnover rate divided by 12. So it is kind of like finding a needle in the haystack. So when you're kind of going out to the cold market, always put statistics in your favor of trying to reach more people. That's all. And that's just a money and time thing. Money and time. In advertising, they call it frequency and reach.
sure.
All right.
Now, on a separate topic, let's talk about all the violations and circumvent all of the bad moves this is, but that'll help me.
Okay.
Why? So I'm adding to my custom audience only the people that have opted in.
No, don't worry about that. You can actually add anyone to that.
How big? How big? Could I take a list of 2,100 and load them into a Facebook custom audience?
Arguably, without getting off track, we can load every single homeowner in the entire city in there.
Okay.
Let's not get distracted from that, but
Uh,
yes, you could.
uh,
Yes.
oh, okay. So, all right, because that's
But
a
I
whole.
do not, it's a whole other thing. But yes, you could do that. But I don't want you to pull your focus on doing that, right? Because it doesn't really work that well, but you could.
Okay. Okay. And so the handwritten or the written mailed letter, first class letter, is the best path to getting
A message in front of
oh,
the homeowner.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So now videos, you asked about videos, shooting videos to get people to
Yeah.
watch.
So that's today's lesson, right? So that's today's lesson is, okay, like you're going to go out to homeowners and you're going to try to let them know that you're there to help them and solve their pain and to respond. There's no way around. Most people will do cold calls. The industry has taught cold calls for a long time, but that is getting more difficult and will continue to get more difficult, right? And then once they respond to your cold call or your letter, whatever, to homeowners, you're going to bring them into your database. Let's make sure they get your touch plan and make sure they get retargeted. And then I also talked about your best contacts. Let's make sure they get a monthly letter too. Let's put them on the mailing list, a physical mailing list. Okay, cool. All right. So now we have you're adding people to your database. We have your existing database. Now we got to send them stuff. We got them loaded up an email program. We got them loaded up as an audience. What are they getting? All right. And I want to say it's really important not to go past the point of diminishing returns. I mean, it's almost a farce that whenever a speaker has nothing to say, like if the speaker, when I hear a speaker talking about their only plan of action for the audience is to post on social media all the time, it's almost like a joke on Saturday Night Live now for me. Okay. It's like, I do not want you constantly posting content all of the time because it's very expensive and creatively exhausting doing that all the time. It is. It pulls so much focus, but you don't want to do nothing. So the question is, how much content should you produce to get to the point of diminishing marginal returns? Got it? And my answer to that, and the answer lies somewhere in 2 quality educational videos a month and 1 direct response offer every single month. So 2 videos to teach people something on the 1st and the 15th that are emailed out, that are posted on social media, and a little money put behind them to get people to see them a little more frequently on social media. Got it? And then not only 2 quality videos, but also 1 direct response. Click here and put your information into a landing page emails, such as click here to find out what your home is worth, click here to register for my seller workshop, click here to search for homes to generate like a legitimate opt-in seller lead or a buyer lead. Okay. So if you were to come to me, Dave, and say, Frank, I'm not getting results on the viral plan, I would say, well, step 1, are you building your database of the right people? We handle that. Step 2, am I getting all those people onto the lists that I need to do the marketing? Handle that. Okay, well, what are we sending them? Are we getting, let's just say, start with, are we getting 2 quality videos a month sent to those, your prospects, right, that are relevant? So if that's the case, you're going to need to set time every month to record your 2 videos. Now, let's say it's not 2 videos. Let's say just if you're doing something else, it's a podcast, it's an article, it's something you are, for the rest of your life, Dave, you are going to have to schedule time to create some type of content. Write a speech, right? Write emails, create content. You're going to have to find an hour, maybe an hour, once a month, forever, to do something, some type of creative work to create something, some one-to-many piece of content. Fair enough? And just accept that as a reality as a business owner these days. So figure out when is that most comfortable for you? So if there was a monthly time, David, when would you be in the space to use the right side of your brain to actually shoot videos? When is that the most comfortable for you?
It's not really a time of the month. I would just say it's probably Tuesday morning at 9 o'clock.
Perfect. So why don't you make sure that you have your video shoot with Viral the second Tuesday of every month at 9 o'clock? How about that? Get it in the calendar. Shoot videos forever and ever. Amen. All right. Now you're going to need some topics. You're going to have to think about what you're going to say. Okay. Now we'll talk about shooting the video here in a minute, but the next thing is what are you going to say? All I want you to do is just think about what are 2 of the most commonly asked questions that you're currently getting from your target market. We don't have to use AI. We don't have to do research. This is not rocket science. David, what's the number one question you're getting all the time as a real estate agent right now?
Are interest rates going to ever go down?
Perfect. That is your next topic. Are interest rates ever going to go down? Question mark. Write that down. Beautiful. Now, do you know that topic's going to resonate?
Yes.
100%, because you get it all the time, right? You're supplying demand. You're supplying demand. Second topic. Second question you're getting all the time.
How much longer till home prices crash?
Perfect. That's your topic. All right. Okay. So you're going to write those down, put that into the description of your Google Meeting request for your two topics. All right. So now you probably need to figure out what you're going to say in those videos. And I want you to think of 3 key points, just 3 key points. All right. For the sake of time, I could ask you what those 3 key points are, and you can write them down and just use the three key points in your answers you want to use. All right. The next option is just literally type those questions into Google search and you will find the answers. I promise you. If you Google those 2 questions, I don't even have to pull it up on my screen. There will be thousands and thousands of pages with the answers. Fair enough? And you just use that as your memory jogger to come up with it. All right. Third option, if that's too much, go use AI. Say, hey, ChatGPT. You can use ChatGPT or any AI system. Will you write me the answer to this question in 3 key points? And it will write it for you. The problem with that is it's really watered down the answers that you get from the AI machine. Okay. I would use that as your last option, but just try to come up with 3 key points for yourself and jot them out. And that's all you need. Sound good? All right. Now you have your topics. Okay. So you have your 2 topics and you have the 3 key points you want to make. That's all you need. I wouldn't write out like a whole script because you don't want to have to read a whole script. You just need 3 key points. All right. So let's talk about shooting the videos, Dave. Let's talk about how this is actually done. So you're going to have the second Tuesday at 9 a.m. and your webcam looks great. So the webcam you're on is fantastic. You can just shoot your videos right on your webcam. Or if you want, you can actually use your phone and you can use your phone on a tripod to shoot your videos. And we use a product called Riverside that you get on that records your footage right to your hard drive. And you're going to get on a call with us and we're going to say it's time to shoot your videos, Dave. Let's make sure that your lighting's good. Your lighting looks great. Let's make sure that you're framed right. You look great. I mean, you look great, Dave. There's nothing you got to change. All right. You look great. Only thing I want to make sure that you do is you look into the lens. I want you to see something. So this is me looking at myself on Zoom. Okay. This is me looking at the lens. Do you feel the difference?
Yes.
See that? You want to record your videos looking at the lens, not at yourself. It's like making eye contact with the viewer. All right. So we'll make sure your sound's good, make sure you're framed right, kind of have a director. And we're gonna say, okay, it's time to shoot your video. So Dave, I want you to, here's kind of how we recommend breaking up the video. There's an intro, a story, and 3 key points. So we'll break up the video this way. You would shoot your intro and you would say something like, hey, this is David Brownell, realtor of 20 some years here in Las Vegas. And today I'm going to answer the question for you. What was it?
Are interest rates ever going to go down?
And today I'm going to answer the question for you. Are interest rates ever going to go down? That's it. And that's that first scene. Got it? And we'll just let the camera roll. The camera will roll. So imagine someone presses play. That's what they're going to see. Hi, this is David Barnell. realtor for X number of years here in Las Vegas, Nevada. And today I'm going to answer the question of X. And let the camera roll. And now I want you to tell a story. Great speakers always open with a story. The story is the hook. The way you're going to suck them into the video is you tell them the why behind the topic. You set the stage, you have the opening scene, you have the establishing shot, you have the story of why are you even doing a video on this topic? How did it come up? Right? So tell me, Dave, why did you choose this topic today? Go.
There are a number of potential home buyers.
Look at the lens.
There are a number of potential home buyers interested in buying a home, but the interest rates have creeped up to a point where they can't get the home they want for the payment that they can afford. So there are many that are hopeful that rates are going to come down some so that they can step into the market and get that bigger or that special home that they were wanting when rates were lower.
Perfect. So that have you go into the first thing you need to know, the second thing you need to know, and the third thing you need to know. And you can effectively break the video up into 5 sections, 5 scenes, right? The intro, the story, point 1, point 2, point 3. And there's really no need for any call to actions or any of that stuff in there because that's all over on YouTube. That's all over on your blog. You don't need that. Just give me the hard content. Don't waste anyone's time.
No,
That's my opinion.
no calls to action.
You don't need that. Maybe before, but you have to remember, Dave, when someone's watching these on YouTube, they're all over the YouTube description. When someone's watching on your blog, there's no lack of like what to do next.
Sure.
Just keep the content pure, educational.
Okay. One thing that folks have been saying is getting their best response is the DM me call to action. Hey, if you have any questions, just DM me. But that you say just keep it pure as education.
Yeah. I mean, if you want, let's just put that in the YouTube description.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it can go either way. All right. The point is like, I'm of the opinion of actually looking at the retention rates on the videos, actually keeping people watching. Don't sell them. Just get to the point. Just give them the knowledge. There's so many call to actions on the blog and in the email and on YouTube. People get it. You're a realtor. They know how to get a hold of you. And then you provide all the ways they can get a hold of you kind of around the video.
Yeah. So now, is there value in saying like something at the front in my intro? Today I'm going to answer the question, and it's going to be all education. No call to. I'm not going to sell you. There's no sales here.
No, you don't do that. Nah.
Okay.
It reminds me of like when you tell someone you can trust me, that's when you don't trust them. It's like, Dave, I'm a really trustworthy person.
Okay, cool. So
no, I don't think it's necessary now.
And so then how about at the end of it saying, and that's it, no call to action, nothing to sell, just pure education.
That's it.
About.
Yeah. And at the end, if you really wanted to, you can say, and thanks for watching, and you can watch more of my videos online if you ever need help buying or selling a home. Thanks for watching.
So you're suggesting that there's not value in creating an attractiveness to my videos and brand because I'm all about giving education, not about selling something.
I think certainly could you put call to actions in the video? Yes, if done tactfully and short and tastefully. I think that requires skill. You have to also remember, like, people are viewing these videos with all of your call to actions all around them. Lay off the sales. Just lay down the knowledge. Just lay off the sales, lay off the pitch, lay down the knowledge. All right. Because what happens is once you start crossing that line for most people, next thing your whole video just turns into, call me, I'm desperate.
Okay.
Seriously. But could it be done with tax? Sure. It's such a small thing to worry about. And then, as we talk about lesson 8, if you happen to have an advertiser, that's where you can actually give them a shout out. So you would add another scene in there saying, and before we get into the answer, I just want to give a short shout out to my home inspector. Or I want to give a short shout out to my mortgage person. Here's why, here's their offer, give them a call, talk to them. And then you would get into the content. So you actually could put an actual real advertisement in there as a scene if you wanted to. All right. But we'll talk more about that in lesson 8. The point is I want you to pick 2 topics that you come up as relevant because you're talking to the market. I don't care what AI you use. I don't care what Google search you use. It's not as good as human intelligence. Got it? And human intelligence is I just want you to pick 2 of the most commonly asked questions that you're actually getting from the market. So you supply and demand, it's not hard. And then if you need help kind of formulating what the answers are, a Google search or asking an AI chatbot will help you. Or you can also just ask us at Viral. We know what topics are getting some of the most pull, and we can help you with that. All right. But at the end of the day, you have to come up with something. And then you have to schedule a time to actually shoot it, which is your monthly video shoot, where you sit down with us and we help record the video in scenes. You're not going to be able to do the whole thing in one take. It's too much. Just chop it up into the 5 scenes. The intro of the story, point 1, point 2, point 3. Wonderful formula. Wonderful formula. You never have to deviate from that. You can, but you don't have to. All right. Now, I'll give you one other little tip. People love shorts. There is value in the reels, in the stories, in the YouTube shorts, right? Now, if you do a good job making 3 clear points, got it? Point 1, point 2, point 3. It's very easy for us to just go into the video and extract 30 to 60-second reel because your video is coherent. Got it? We'll take care of it for you. We will actually pull a reel or short from the longer form 3 to 5 minute YouTube video that you're recording with your answer. Okay?
Okay.
That's all you need to know. I mean, you could shoot a separate one. Let's not worry about that. We'll just pull it from your existing video and just make sure that your content is structured when you deliver it on your video.
Okay. Now, on that topic, so now I've got this video that I've made that's, let's say it's 3 minutes long on an educational piece on will interest rates ever go down, with a great intro, story that hooks them, and then 3 bullet points of the 3 lessons or the 3 points of the lesson. And then I sign off, and now I've got 3 shorts in addition to this video.
Arguably, let's just focus. Let's just get one.
Okay, so I got one short in
yeah.
addition to this video.
Mhm.
Now, does the short, is there timing? Is it just all random, or does the short need to be posted before the big video?
No,
And
we just, I would say a short is more for discoverability on YouTube. Generally speaking, is the short's kind of how you get found, and then they end
okay,
up on your channel. So we'll put it up on your YouTube channel as a
cool.
short. Okay.
And then, and is the short designed to drive them to the long?
Arguably, yes. It's not designed that way. It's just here's this little clip of Dave,
Got
and
it.
people can go and see more if they like you on your channel.
I understand. So the value, so just I want a clarification on your thoughts on this. I know a little bit off topic, but the value in shorts is not that that gets people to want to do business with you or
No,
like your
just
brand.
just cold discoverability.
The value of shorts is just to get people to recognize that you have a channel with other content,
Yes.
in other places with content,
Yeah.
and then they get them excited about going to watch some of your
Yeah.
longer form, timeless, whatever content they want.
Well, yeah, think about it. You're sitting there just like mindlessly, next,
Got it.
next,
Got it.
next, next.
Okay.
They're getting a lot of exposure. And then let's say, oh, I'm interested in this person. I like this person. Let's go see more of what they have. And you usually go to their channel or their page. I would say the biggest purpose of a clip, let's use a clip to use all the platforms, discoverability. But again, that's not why you're doing the viral program. You're doing the viral program to build your list and stay in touch. But sure, can I pull a clip from your videos? Yes. If you really wanted to shoot a separate clip, could we do it? Yes, but let's not get distracted.
Well, I understand, but from the perspective of me as a consumer at Viral, when I can find a way, like you're suggesting, to create a video piece that's going to continue to provide education and value to my tribe or to my opted-in folks, the fact that I got a short or 2 made,
Yeah,
and that's going to serve another purpose is of just a bonus that
it
needs
is.
is a bonus. That's
Yeah, it's not
additional.
hard. So we can either, a little tip, Dave, is we can either we kind of go back and forth. We can either hard edit like actually literally extract the footage and literally edit the short in editing. The other option, and it's only getting better, is I can take any YouTube video and run it through this service called Opus Clip,
Uh-huh.
and it literally will just cut up YouTube videos into shorts. See that? Isn't that kind of cool?
Yeah, yeah. I've seen you talk about these.
Yeah, I mean, it's only great if the content's structured and the AI can like figure out where the stop and end points of what you're doing is.
Sure, but you
So,
can
but
manipulate that. You can manipulate
yeah,
that to just the script or the lead into each of the three bullet
sure.
points.
So yeah, I mean, you could take any YouTube video and chop it up into clips using AI, and I think there's gonna be more of a trend of that, um, as opposed to like spending the money and the resources on like the actual editing time to do it. So
Yeah. The bummer is that the more that technology steps in to accelerate or make it easy for things to happen,
everyone does it.
the more that you have to start moving to the next thing because everybody's doing shorts now, and the
Yeah,
excitement of
I
shorts,
know.
where all the value was, has now been watered down by the technology created to make it worthless for those that were
It's
benefiting.
it's a fad. The people want the fad, so I'll give you
I
the
know.
fad. All right. But I will tell you, building your database, staying in touch with it with two quality educational videos where people can spend time with you is where the backbone is. And if it's not much work or time to pull a clip from it, we can do it. All right. But don't expect to double your business from YouTube clips. All right.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So now when it comes to the editing, now there's one more thing. There's a couple more things you can do to give me good videos. All right. So you schedule the time, you're prepared, you shoot your two videos, looking at the lens with good light. See, I'm still looking at the lens right now. I'm looking at myself. Good light, good sound, the good opening scene, good story scene, three key point scenes. It's great, right? We can edit it all together. Awesome. All right. Now, how can we make the videos a little more interesting? Okay. Let me give you the next thing you can do on your shoot. And I have a whole checklist for you for this. So like when you show up to your video shoots, we'll give you the checklist to go over all this now. There's a checklist. The thumbnail. How can I get an interesting thumbnail? All right, Dave, let's have some fun. Let's imagine your camera's rolling while it is. And I can just pull the thumbnail from the footage. So let's think about this. What was the first topic? Where are interest rates going?
Will our interest rates ever going to go down?
Okay, I look into the camera and go like this. Okay, great. Love it. I got it. So if it was being recorded, I can pull the clip. I can pull the still. Wonderful. So I'm getting the thumbnail, right? What next? What's the other one? What's going on with the market?
How much longer until home prices crash?
All right, give me this. Perfect. Good job, Dave.
I'm
All right,
help.
so now we got your thumbnails, right? If we're recording, now I can pull the thumbnail from the recording, okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Now I guess the next thing would be is there any images or footage that you think that you have that maybe we could cut to that when you're making one of your key points can help visually tell the answer that you're trying to communicate? I can't think anything off the top of my head, but like, I don't know. Do you have any images on your hard drive, any images on your iPhone, any footage of anything that you think would be interesting to show in the video
So,
as you talk about it?
so like maybe would you suggest like if I had a graph that didn't
Yeah,
necessarily wasn't real, the real graph, but it was a graph that showed two different lines and the discrepancy between the 10-year and the 30-year.
perfect.
And
Yeah,
so then
take it, send it in, give it to us.
the
Love it.
depiction of a graph.
Yeah. You know, yeah.
Cool.
I mean, whatever. I mean, this is where you start getting into like creative energy, right? But if you have any of that to send in to me, would be great. Now we have stock footage sites we can go to and grab some stock imagery and stock footage. It's not great. The really great stuff is very expensive. Like we're talking a couple $100 an image or a B-roll footage, and you don't want to spend your money on that.
Okay.
But if you have anything else you can send in, like a good thumbnail that you shoot and any other footage you can send in is really helpful. So now this goes to my editors, and the editors are gonna be like, oh, okay, here's the script, here's the key points, here's the scenes. They can go in and grab them and edit them together. The footage is high quality, the lighting is good, the sound is good. You're looking at the lens. You're bringing your personality is coming through. You're getting comfortable on camera, where I can get to know you, right? I get to see who you are. I got the thumbnail I can pull. Oh, I got some B-roll is what we call it. We can edit it in. And then when I try to pull a short, it's coherent. It makes sense. It's really like a key point. It's all downhill from there, man. It's easy peasy at that point. Now it's just a matter of editing it, posting it, processing it, getting it out.
Okay, one thing that I've had challenge with in my mind is this. So we've got that great thumbnail, and so we made this emotion. We got this emotion image that you captured,
Yeah.
and you're going to use the consistent theme colors and fonts that I picked for all of my different videos.
Yeah, the brand standards. Yes.
But what about the title? And
Mhm.
so how do we make sure that the whatever how many words we have, and so how many on that
Mhm.
thumbnail, how many words can that title be is the first question. And secondly, what is like how do we turn that title into a hook that people say, oh, that's a video I want to watch?
Yeah. That is the challenge. So let's use AI, shall we?
Okay.
Let's do it right now. So let me kind of before we do that, generally speaking, use what's called a headline formula.
Okay.
Now, I will tell you, the best headline, Dave, is literally the question that you gave me. So what was the question?
Are
Exactly as you said it.
are interest rates ever going to go down?
I would just add to that, are Las Vegas interest rates ever going to go down? Let's make it a little more specific to Vegas. That's a great title. Don't change it. That's what the market wants. Literally, that's the YouTube title. That's perfect. You don't need to get anything crazier than that. What's the second one you gave me?
When how much longer until home prices
Okay.
crash?
Add Las Vegas home prices. That's it. We don't need to spend time on headline formulas and AI. You know what? I don't even want to get into that. I mean, I'll show you how to do it, but I think it's a distraction. I think if you're listening to the questions that the market is asking and you just title the content exactly as the question that they are asking, you nailed it. I
Okay.
mean it, right? Now, let's say you're struggling. Well, what you can do is you can find a headline formula. There's a whole bunch of them, and you kind of plug the headline into a headline formula. Just Google it if you can spell right, which apparently I can't. Headline formula. Okay. Or you can go to AI, and there's going to be 5 bazillion of them saying, can you rewrite this headline into something better for YouTube? And it will do it. It'll literally write it.
Into the AI, into like
Yeah,
chat.
sure.
Yeah.
Chat GPT, any of them. I mean, there's 5 million of them. Okay. So again, I think we're using tools that are not necessary when we use human intelligence. Let's use human intelligence first. What are the questions people are asking? Just title it that. Really, I mean that, Dave. Truly.
Okay. I'm
Now
on.
that begs the question, what's the YouTube description and what's the email teaser copy to kind of convince them to watch it? That's a little more difficult. And I want you to write that. We should write that in the form of problem solve or kind of story solve, problem solve. So let me give you an example. Um, it's really the story. So your topic is are when are interest rates going to go down? I don't know. It's no secret that interest rates have honestly more than doubled than their low pandemic rates. And that's made buying a home unaffordable for so many buyers. But on the other hand, home prices aren't really going down too much, relatively speaking, to the doubling of interest rates. Something has to give. When's it going to give? Well, come watch this video and I'll give you my take on when I actually think interest rates are going to go down. The hint? Never, because they're going to keep printing money. That's my answer. You might have a different one, right?
No, but that's great. And
Yeah,
so then, so your point there is so it's no secret that interest rates have gone up a lot.
it's a story. Do you see it's a story?
Many buyers has caused many buyers to pause, to either they can't or they have just decided not to right now buy a
Yeah.
house. But the other thing that's interesting is prices don't seem to be going down as a result of that pause by
So
buyers. So
what do you make of it? Well, come watch this video and I'll tell you.
something's got to give. What do you make of it? We're going to talk about it on this video.
Yeah.
And now that becomes what? That becomes a separate, almost a short.
Arguably, yes. I mean, that's what you would put in the YouTube description of why someone should watch it. That's what's going to go in the email that goes out. So when we send the email to your database, we put the headline in there. We just don't put just the headline. We're like, hey, here's like, a paragraph of maybe why you want to watch this. Like you want to create, it's called teaser copy. It's copywriting. It's like kind of teasing them why they should watch the video. And I recommend, 4 or 5 some sentences, kind of setting up the story of what problem does this content solve for the person.
Okay. So I
Yeah.
got that. It's either a problem solve or a story solve for
Story,
them.
yeah, kind of like, problem solve or tell the story behind why you're answering the question or state as a problem solution, you know. Um, it's almost like a news anchor. It's like the hook of why you should come back for the story. Like
Got it. Yeah,
it's a hook. It's a hook. Right.
sure.
So that's a whole other skill set. But yes, you want to pick a good headline. You want to have a good paragraph of YouTube description, what goes in the email. And then you want to have a good video, which our writers will write the article to go and support that video. All right. And you're good enough. And don't overthink it. So here's the deal. Don't overthink it too much. You're not a content creator, Dave. You're a real estate agent. Let's always remember this. Let's never, because it's very easy to forget that and bankruptcy. Like that's the direction you go. You know what I mean? Like you're so caught up in all this online content publication, you forget you're actually trying to sell a house.
Right.
Um, the number one predictor of success with your videos is people watching them and getting to know you. It's not clicks, it's not virality. It's the people in your database, the actual buyers and sellers that are going to pay you, watching it, watching a lot of it, and spending time with you and getting to know you.
And so
I
that's like
mean,
a parasocial experience.
yeah, you're just looking for people to get to know you, man. Like, look, I mean, go look at the videos in the viral marketing channel. I don't know, 100 views, 200 views, maybe. I don't care because the people that are watching them is the email goes out to the database and they're getting retargeted and the people looking to pay us are watching them.
Right.
That's all that matters. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if I got 50 people thinking about paying us that were 50 of the 100 views, I'll take that all day long, but you have to think rationally because you look at your views, you're like, man, why am I even doing this? But then when you're talking to people that are paying you and hiring you, like they're all watching the videos and they're all spending time with you, you're like, man, this is really working. It's hard not to get social comparison and on your content and think about views and shares and popularity contests.
Yeah, no. It's
You know what I
my
mean? It's real hard. Yeah.
acquiring likes and followers
Oh
on
yeah.
bankruptcy.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we'll just put bankruptcy in that direction and there's a natural pull toward that direction of human behavior. Let's try to avoid that and go in the opposite direction of it, Dave.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the idea of of collecting a tribe or getting a tribe, and way back in the days of the early 2000s, late 2000s, when Seth Godin was
Oh,
writing
yeah, everyone's online. Yeah.
and get tribes. It's about talking. I'm going here and getting. It's about being the having a lot of followers, and people are so addicted to followers and views, and they're almost losing sight of the actual
Well, because they're getting paid on the eyeballs, arguably.
Some are.
Yeah, arguably. You're getting paid by people buying and selling houses. So I think just keep your focus. It's really easy, just natural human behavior to get pulled by, all the envy and social comparison on social media that we need to stay grounded, that we're using this for business.
Yeah.
business. These are business videos. This is a business blog. These are business emails. We're trying to do business. And we just want our prospects watching this stuff. And I don't care how many people watch it. I want the right people watching it. And that means we're not going to put our videos online for magical strangers to find us where it's like super freaking competitive. We're going to put the videos online. Sure, people can find us, but we're going to promote them to our database. So the people in our database see them and we put that in front of them, not trying to get magically found online. You can magically get found online, just like you can win the lottery.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you, Dave, you can't win the lottery because that's not true. You certainly can. And there will be someone that will sell you a course on it. I promise you.
Now, so the other thing, as I was thinking about these videos, so now we have been talking about videos from the perspective of just having questions to answer that people are asking that become the twice a month, not oversaturated, blah, blah, blah. But the other thing that happened to go down with those two questions were those were great videos that were little short form opportunities
Sure.
to become ads for the seller workshops.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Dave, yes. So here's the deal. I really want you to focus. We got to get you off social media. We got to get you off Facebook. We got to get you off the Facebook groups. We got to get you out of all the coaching programs and all the products. And through all of that, we have to find the patterns of truth. What is the same across all of them, right? And there's truth. And we're just going to focus on those few key truths where all of our energy goes to sell a lot of houses. Because yes, there's lots of things we can do and it's fun talking about, but there's an opportunity cost of even thinking about it because it pulls focus, right? I want to ground you, man. I know you well, and your whole world is opened up to all this stuff in the past few years, right? So you go check out this, you sign up for this, you go learn this, and it's all super exciting. But at this point, you're able to start picking out the patterns of where the truth lies, right? Through seeing all the stuff.
So true.
So you get rid of all the noise. You find out what's consistent across all the programs, and then you find truth. And you bring the patterns together. And you're at the point now where it's more about making your to not do list than your to do list. It's almost like let's make a to not do list.
Yeah.
And let's do more with what you know, not know it, and we don't need to know more.
Sure. Well, this is a great exercise for me because
Yeah.
it is actually, as we move along this, it is putting in place, it is actually casting out and carrying through on an actual letter to test to see how many responses and how many people
Yeah.
inquire and what does that look like on a return on investment and what do we need to do differently the next time.
Yeah, man. So I'm giving you some really sound principles. Like you can take this spine of these 8 lessons I'm giving you, picking a target market, putting a message in front of them to respond, adding them to your database, putting a nurture program in place for database of relevant information and deploying diminishing marginal returns. Let me give you something. I think I shared this in an earlier class, and I'll leave it here. All right. So today we accomplished our mission. Our mission was let's get you grounded on making good videos. Let's give you the good principles to make some solid content to nurture these people, your past clients in your sphere, and anyone that comes in from your future, campaigns you run from lesson 1. But I do want to give you just a word of caution with anyone else you accept advice from and me. All right. If they were paying you, if you were their employee and you were drawing a significant salary from them, would they be giving you the same advice? That's a really good test. I heard that somewhere of like when you get that email, you get that Facebook post, you get that pitch. Would the pitch be exactly the same? Would they be teaching you the same thing? If you were pulling a $5,000 a week salary from them, is this what they would be telling you to do if you were on their payroll? And when you start looking at all the different ideas in real estate and you kind of apply that litmus test, it really helps separate what you should listen to and what you shouldn't. Or maybe have have a skeptical eye on what you shouldn't. Follow me?
Yes, yes. And so the other thing that's interesting about that line of thinking or processing is that many that have stepped into the space of expert and are now passing on that knowledge, the way that they're teaching worked for them. And so they can speak to one very
Sure.
specific experience, which was theirs, but they're not aware of the variables that existed in them from genetic to environmental to
Oh,
other
yeah.
factors that
Other
contribute.
nuances that may not be there, skill, behavior. So, Dave, I got to be honest with you. If I was paying you, this is what I'd tell you to do. If you were my employee, like, Dave, knock all this stuff off. We got to make money now. I'm paying you. We're going to make a
But
to not do list.
right.
No, we're not going to play around with reels. You know, we're going to get a list of homeowners and we're going to get in front of them and we're going to do a workshop and we're going to call those leads and we're going to talk to them about free home values. And yeah, we're going to take those people and put them in the database. And sure, we'll send them some videos, not too many. You're not going to overthink it too much. We're going to find the point of diminishing returns, right?
Right.
Yeah. I think the material that you're getting here passes that test.
Yeah, yeah, this is good. This is really appreciated.
Yeah, man, I care about you. Like I come to you not you're not a customer. The attitude that I use on these meetings is I'm your business partner. I've put money into your company.
Yeah.
I've bought shares in your profits.
I
I
think
have
of it the
money on
same
the
way.
line. Like, let's get this to work.
My thinking is not much different. My thinking is that I'm not paying you a fee every month. It's like I give you a Christmas gift every month, Frank.
What? What do you
It's
mean?
like I give you a gift, a Christmas gift every month
What's my Christmas gift?
when I pay my fee to your company.
I love it. Yes, keep giving me Christmas gifts. I love Christmas gifts. Yeah. So that's the attitude that I use with my decision making, and I want you to be able to use that for judgment. So, anyways, we're all done with our time.
Good on you.
Next week, okay, I'll go ahead and review your letter. Have your letter done. Let's get that going.
Okay.
Okay. Let's look at your Eventbrite. And next week, I want to talk about your monthly lead generation message. So, yeah, you're going to send out some videos. Great. People spend time with you, get to know you, build the brand, like you. That's important. All right. But we also got to get them to respond. We need some leads, Dave.
Yeah.
So that third message every month is designed to spike response.
Yeah.
And we're going to go over that next week.
Okay, great. That'd be great. I'm looking forward to learning about that. How often does that change? And
Yeah.
we'll talk about all that. All right.
Got a whole
Fantastic.
hour for you.
Talk to you soon.
I did. Bye.
Bye.